Hi all, it's JK here, here with another opinion video, this time on the fk2 Type R. Finally test drove it, also picked up my new clutch for my EP3, so that'll be fitted next week, Tuesday, and then fitted, and then retired off the road. So, in this video we're going to go the usual likes and dislikes on interior, the steering of the car, the feedback from the car, both from steering and from the whole vehicle, the exhaust note and power delivery, and then I'm going to go dislikes as usual. So looks, as I said in a video a few weeks ago, the looks I'm neutral on the looks. They're too overstated. I could not drive that car in where I go in Leeds or London, and no way, it just wouldn't last for 5 minutes. It's too leery, it's too loud. The wheels are gorgeous, really like the wheels. The brakes are awesome, and you know that colour blue is I think it's the same colour as my Golf. I like that blue. This is actually what we test drove today, the GT. And I say we because I went out with myself and a friend. So he tagged along because he's an EP3 fan as well. I've mentioned him a few times. He's my friend that owns the Land Rover, and yeah, we've had good times together. We've been friends for over 10 years, so it was fitting that he joined me. The interior, the GT interior. So there you can see the seats, really nice looking. Sat nav there and touch screen, and it's full of gizmos, and I like the wheel, and the gearbox is nice, but what ruined it for me was the centre console there. I kept banging my elbow on it and then not changing gear properly. So, but ultimately, the interior is better than the Golf R. So for the GT it is, I don't know about the other one. But the exterior doesn't do it for me. So that's the looks and the interior. Now the steering. This is a very hardcore car. It's loud, even at 30 miles an hour. There's a lot of noise. You'll notice that in my video. Before we pull off, we're talking and you can hear us quite clearly, but as soon as you move, there's a lot of tyre noise and wind noise. I put this down to the car being very racetrack oriented. The steering is brilliant. It's better than the EP3 steering. I think it's better than the Golfs as well. Actually, I think it gives more feedback, so you can tell what's going on, and it darts around as well. One thing about the Golf R was I was more won over by the grip and the power. This seemed more agile and more. It was telling me more about the road surface, and that's a good and bad thing. It means it's more. You know, for our roads, it's just not realistic, but that's my opinion. But steering, liked it a lot. Maybe even preferred it to the Golf. The feedback, I'm talking about from your arse as well in the seat. The seat's really low down. Now, for me, that's a problem because I've got a bad knee from a weight training, and it's very, very, very slowly healing. So it was getting in and out of the car for me was very hard, and it's aggravated my knee a bit, which is a shame. But that aside, because it's so low, you get a better feeling of the road, and I imagine when cornering hard, you get a feeling as well. So you know if you're pushing too hard, or you know how much grip you've got remaining. The woman that took us on the test drive, she just wouldn't let me use the car properly. So obviously within speed limits, but she wouldn't let me corner hard, she wouldn't let me accelerate hard. She was just nervous, so I couldn't. So what we did was, it was more an informative video rather than a bit of entertainment, and it was me asking questions and giving feedback, and my mate in the back seat giving his feedback. So it's more, I guess, a review than anything. But it's brilliant. Tells you know where you are, and I like that. That's a good feature. The exhaust note, it's nice, it's quite nice. It's loud. It's a good sound. I like it. And power delivery is smooth. It's smooth. I wonder if it could have been better with four-wheel drive. I mean, there's one point in the video where I pull away from a junction and it wheel spun. I lost myself because obviously all week long I've been testing four-wheel drive, and you can pull away from a junction, just floor it, and the four-wheel drive takes over. Here it wheel spun, and it reminded me that it's front-wheel drive. It was also interesting how you could feel the power being pulled from the front rather than being pushed. So it's, once you've had a taste of four-wheel drive, you do really like it. So, but the delivery is smooth. I didn't feel the VTEC, and there was turbo lag. So yeah, there will always be turbo lag. Every one of these cars has got turbo lag. So, you know, that's the way it is. It's the nature of the beast. So, but I didn't feel the VTEC. Did I feel less lag than any of the other cars? I didn't notice. I didn't notice that this got up to the turbo quicker than the others. So it could be the four-wheel drive, I don't know. Bear in mind, I didn't proper drive this car like I did the others. So, you know, when I could, I tried. But, you know, you're a dog on a leash where deal is concerned. So, dislikes. As I said earlier, the looks, they're not for me. But, you know, it's each to their own in that department. The ride, now I said the feedback from the ride is good and the steering is good, but on a public road it's unrealistic. We didn't like it. Me and my friend, we just thought it was too hardcore. I actually say that in the video as well. If you go and watch the video, and watch it seriously, don't expect it to be a fun, you know, frills video. It's not. It's a serious test drive, this one is. And you know, 215 fk2 Civic Type R GT POV test drive. We give our feedback in it throughout, and you know, she asked me which do I prefer, and I said the Golf takes it. Simple as that. The ride is too hard for public roads. She took us on what she said was particularly bumpy roads, but in my opinion, they're typical roads for the UK. Lots of potholes, lots of manhole covers which have been raised or lowered with roadworks, and bang bang, you know, bumps. And you feel them in this car. The noise as well. We were trying to have a conversation and you were talking louder than you should. So it's just loud. It's a racetrack car. It really is. So where this sits on the grand scheme of things, EP3 aside, you know, how does it compare with the Golf, the RS3? I'd say it is the third best. It is the third best. Would I choose it over the RS3? No. If there was no Golf R, I'd have chosen the RS3. So this does come in number 3 for me. And if I was rich, I'd buy this as a track toy.